Aloha. Aloha. I just attached to the Instagram, so I'm going live. We are here. Welcome to day 3. This is this is your host and energy healer, April Williams. I am excited to get this going. Today is a very interesting day. It's day 3 of our 7-day free energy healing challenge. Um, Today was surprisingly rough and distracting, or maybe it's not so surprising, considering what's happening energetically. Um, so, what's interesting about tuning into this energetic clearing is I can already feel my throat starting to kind of get raspy, even though I've been kind of clear all day. And I even did a recording earlier, so you can check. But here we are. So the space that we're going to get into this energy healing today is about the throat chakra. If you're interested in the clearing and attunement that was for the crown or the first eye, those are on both my Instagram and what is this? YouTube. And what's really funny is a lot of people are talking about how language is kind of been mucked up. It's been a huge emotional shedding of a week, and a lot of places where people get blocked is their communication. So there's kind of like a bottleneck that happens where you can get all this information from the divine, all these creative ideas, but if you can't express them, then how do you actually give the gift of yourself? How do you actually go into that space and allow for what needs to be said and heard? And what also can happen in the chakra is the clouding and confusion and the pain, and it can be used as both a comforter and a nurturer, or as a way to shut another system or energy down, right? And so we're coming into an alignment to actually open up the space, actually be heard and be understood. And, this is going to be a real heavy one right now, because even if we are heard and understood, if we're not in full alignment and not in full vibrational like agreeance with what we're stepping into, the throat can often I feel almost like choked or held under. So I want to go ahead and offer this space for this time now. I don't know how long I'm hanging on. I think 11 p.m. was too late for me to do this, but I'm going to do the whole series as promised at 11 p.m. Hawaiian Standard Time. So let's go ahead and get started. Everyone, just take a few deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth with a sigh. Let's do one more or 2 more of those breaths. In, filling up the lower belly, the upper chest, the back. And sigh it out. And take one more breath in. And let that sigh resonate through your whole body for relaxation. Now the sigh and that vibration actually helps calm the, I think it's the parasympathetic nervous system. I got to get back to you on that. But it helps calm the nervous system so that you can actually enter into a more meditative state for receiving. And the reason I'm doing this so late in my time or so early for my East Coast friends is because it's the in-between state between sleep and awake where you can actually program your subconscious. So right now, we're going to now set up our energetic protection so we can feel safe in this space in order to really allow ourselves healing. Okay. So I like to envision around about a foot to 3 feet outside of my body, a giant bubble or an egg. And this space is going to go from white to silver to gold, and then rose gold, color violet, and then the, no, was it color violet? It actually kind of gets a lot more complex, but we're just going to keep it there. So breathe this bubble, breathe this space, breathe this protection. Let's center in. Allow. Our throats to open. So I'm going to remind you that your energy stays with you. My karma stays with me. Your karma stays with you. And let's go ahead. If you're continuing to watch this, you're agreeing to participate in this energetic healing. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with the collective for those who are watching, and we'll clear some stuff up. So what I'm seeing actually, which is really weird. I say it's weird because it's it's something I would not have expected. So I'm seeing sort of Frankenstein type of energetics where this is where a lot of people feel energetically stapled together, energetically like they have the dead, they're wearing the fragments of the dead, right? They're wearing the concepts of the old patterning, and it's still appearing in how they speak. It's still appearing in how they're communicating with the external world. And if that's not in alignment with where they're going, they need to peel off that mask of Frankenstein, or Frankenstein's monster, for that matter, and realize that they are their own energetics. They are their own attunement, their own space. So let's go ahead and remove that layer of consciousness. So we're going to take off these ideas and concepts that have not been working, and I'm going to just rid that. I brought my trusty shaker to help break up any and all stuck energies in the throat chakra, so you can sing and tone accordingly. There's some draining happening. I can feel it in the left ear. So what I'm seeing is how we're speaking is actually connected to how we're hearing our reality. And so how we speak to ourselves is how we're choosing to internalize experiences, whether they are or are not actually happening in the way that we see them. We are affected in our third chakras and what we let out. Go ahead and loosen your jaws. So that means just give it a little shake. There's some patternings and I'm seeing for those of you who are watching now in the future that you are mimicking from when you were a child. So you got attention if you spoke a certain way. You got a rise out of your mother care provider. You thought that that was the way to speak. And so you're still applying it to this day. Okay, so there's some people who are being manipulated um, through their ear gates. And so when their ear gates are manipulated, what they're saying is not in alignment with what energetics they're actually working with at the time. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and release that old paradigm as well. And it seems to be attached to the well of dreams. So the well of dreams is an energetic point at the base of the skull where you actually can develop, you actually create with the divine, and you're co-creating reality, right? So I can see that by pulling this energetically and clearing off this old way, or it's an old way of thinking, or old way of speaking, right? An old way of thinking. You're actually going to rewrite how you create, and you can create and manifest in a more pure fashion. Easy enough. Just pulling or blocking people from having open throat chakras before I continue moving forward. Yeah, the yawning is intense. It's coming out of me, this fire. Just breathing this alchemy that wants the shifting for I'm sensing a lot of some thyroid issues and some metabolism issues. People are carrying extra weight if they okay. So what seems to be kind of in the energetics right now is moving. Man, it's pulling out and it's removing this space is creating a space in the heart, right? So the heart, that the throat, as opposed to being used for an avenue of connection and clearing, it's actually being used as a weapon to protect the heart. So it's a way to deflect all the energetics that have been. Um, it's an old paradigm of thinking. So in order to free and clear the heart space, I'm just going to go ahead and remove this. It's attached to the pain body, and I see it being attached to the childhood wounding. So we're going to go ahead and strip this script. And it really does affect how we manifest. Okay. So here we go. Remove all that stuff. Let it go. And what's interesting is it seems to be attached to the right arm, which has to do with how, man, that's a very interesting. I don't know if you're watching all of these movements, and all of these things are involuntary, and it's not just regular yawning. It's expansion of the heart energy, so I can tap into these energies with you. So make sure that I'm able to offer you the deepest clearing possible. And so for those who have just kind of tapped in and out, they're gonna have this awakening, and they're gonna start to notice the unwrapping. And then the reweaving, right? Because now is going to be a time where you can manifest and call in your ultimate power of expression. So let's take some time and really shed all of those painful words. Oh, man. So it's seeming like the throat is a far more interconnected than it is an isolated chakra. So when you look back at the first side video, there was a removal of an inner core wounding, and it's starting to, even though we're isolating these chakras, all these chakras are linked to the other ones. The throat is particularly linked to the well of dreams, what you're manifesting, and the heart, and whether you are trying to protect your heart, but you're in your own space of protection. We've created this space of freedom for you to have the ability to feel safe enough to upgrade easier, because we're all going through the ascension right now. And we all want to upgrade with as much ease and grace as possible. So, watching how we're creating, what we're focusing on all of our mana on creating. So let's go ahead and just open the space for everyone. So I'm using my body as proxy, which means I'm going to do this energy work, not only myself, but for each of you. So I want you to envision a glowing, light blue energy at the throat area. And it's starting to ebb and get brighter and brighter. I want you to notice if you're feeling any heat or cool. Take a breath in through the nose. See how it fills the throat. And then breathe out through the mouth, allowing the throat to expand and clear. And you need to breathe at start because it's in a channel, and this chakra, as it's lighting up, I can feel it pulling in other parts of your energetic bodies, like your pain body, your emotion body, mental body, your auric body. All of these things can come and tap through the throat chakra. And I can see that the throat is almost a filter for the system. So what you're choosing to share with others in the space. And the blue lights, like an orb, just beams brighter and brighter, kind of like a lighthouse inside of your throat. It's spinning in all different directions, growing and heating, allowing itself to become purified, more attuned with your future self. So I want you to take a few moments while your throat chakra is doing this expansion and clearing of all of your external bodies. And allow yourself to envision where you want to create and you're stepping forward to in the next 3 to 6 months. Maybe even the next year. And you don't have to know all the fine detailing of how you get to where you want to be. I just want you to express and feel of where you want to be. You feel that? Now I want you to place that feeling into the throat chakra area and allow time to collapse. And instead of 3 to 6 months to a year, it happens in 1 week to 2 weeks to a month. And so you start to see time as something linear in your mind's eye, but it collapses and folds up like a booklet. And the front of the story and the back of the story, they collapse into each other to speed up time. So you are in alignment with where you're going and what you're creating for yourself. Okay, I feel it's spinning. Does everybody feel their chakra spinning? Anything? Now, hold on. Now, this is us calling in the new, but I feel some old past paradigm stuff coming in, so I want you guys to remember that you're guardian angels, God, your ancestors, every energy is with you outside of this orb, that bubble that you've created, in order to hold the space for the newness to come in, the new ways of speaking to yourself, the new ways of speaking with and communicating with others. If you're looking for abundance, you can create that with the words. If you're looking to foster, connect with a deeper relationship and love and intimacy, that can all be made very simple with how you communicate, or it can also be made very complicated with how you communicate. So let's start with a small phrase. I call in that which I know is mine in ease and grace. I call in my abundance with ease and grace. I call in my divine partner with ease and grace. I call in my dream career with ease and grace. Silano sekoda So, if you're feeling like you're being called to make any noises or any sighs or anything that helps your throat chakra resonate on the next couple of breaths as I'm filling in this space and building these barriers with you around the throat to keep the channel from heaven open. Let's keep those open. Let's keep your voice in clarity. Let's keep all those other masks off of you that aren't you. Now envision the light from deep within the great universe and the I am in through your open, cleared crown, through your eye of clarity and truth and inner knowing, into the throat, an expansion of the great I am, so you can talk directly with your divinity to others, so they can see and hear and experience what you're saying. And either the time that you're saying it or directly afterward, right? Because some people aren't meant to be in the space that you're in, but they're still meant to get the message. That light, golden light from the universe pour in to you like a funnel and fill up, making your throat this light blue, turquoise color. And let it shift like the storm as it turns, getting darker and darker blue like a lapis. Expand, fluff it in. Trust what is coming out of you. And I want you to pull up energy from the earth, from the deep core, the magma from the earth, pull it in through your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your root, your sacral, up through your solar plexus, your heart, jump through your high heart and into your throat. So you're getting energy feeding you from the earth, through your body, and then also from the heavens into your throat. Let that build and restore and heal all those places, all those times you were told to shut up or enough, or just let that just melt away. And all the angels and their protectors pull that, all that negative right off of you and out of your energetic field. Allowing your throat to stay open and for you to easily communicate and understand the upgrades that are happening. Ah. Okay, so the throat is pretty locked in. Let's go ahead and I want to anchor this in a little into the high heart. Okay, so the high heart is here, right above the chest. So the heart chakra is here, the high heart is here. And so this is more like the universal connective energy. So I'm going to tie this open throat into the collective energy, right? The collective peace space and altruistic. Right? And prepare us for tomorrow's heart chakra energetics. So in being truly connected to the divine and open in our perception, when our throat is allowed to fully be an expression, our heart is the essence of that expression. And that energetics of the high heart in that expression really brings forth so much of this healing that is necessary for our collective at this time. So I just want to say thank you for doing this work. We're going to be doing it anyway. It's just up to you to settle into your body, right? And these ascension portals that we keep stepping through and these collapsing timelines can be navigated as we keep clearing out that which no longer serves. And so, what I call this act of doing these types of energy clearings and attunement is holding the line, because you're holding the line for the ascension of all. You're holding the line for the ascension of more. So, thank you so much for your time today. That was a beautiful clearing and healing. If you have any questions or requests or anything that you need, please bring that forth. I can help push and pull any energetics for you. I'm feeling a lot of drainage. Everybody drink your fluids, drink your electrolytes, hold into that space. Remember, you're speaking life over yourself. Remember your power. And allow yourself to receive, because what you speak, the universe is hearing. Allow yourself to be heard. Allow your desires, your wants and needs. You are more than worthy. You feel the hearts locking in now. So, on that note, let's go ahead and close this up for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this, or you know anyone who could use this type of energy clearing and attunement, please share this video. Um, check out my YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, help my algorithm, and um, let me know what you think. I'm here if you need me. Oh, and call in. Now's the time with all this clearing. Call in what you desire. Well, thank you. If you enjoyed this, um, and you have some extra abundance to throw my way, please hit up my Cashapp or my PayPal at awillpursued or $, awillpursued. Take care. Have a great wherever and whenever you are, and you are sealed for staying open during this ascension. Namaste. And here we go. Ciao for now. Stay blessed, stay golden, and remember, you're made